Yeah, man, I'm about to do a little bit of yard work. Gotta cut some of that bamboo down. But before I do that, I wanted to speak on graffiti, man. As I get older, my views start to change, right? And as you can see, I live in Los Angeles in the heart, and I grew up right here in the heart of Los Angeles. But you know, as I get older, graffiti doesn't hit the same as it once did. You know what I'm saying? Like, my views on graffiti and my opinion doesn't even matter, so don't get offended. Because who am I? I'm not really nobody, especially in the graffiti culture. I would say that graffiti is part of my culture, but it's not my main culture. Like beat making and rapping, those are my cultures. You know what I'm saying? B-boying, that's my culture. You know, graffiti wasn't really all the way my culture. I used to practice it like a motherfucker. I used to do it and here and there, but it wasn't really my thing. But the way that I'm looking at graffiti nowadays is like, man, the other day I seen some dude doing some graffiti and he was selfieing himself. He was going live, I think, and he was doing some ugly graffiti in the middle of the day. And it just made me think, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? You know what made graffiti dope back in my day? And I hate to be the back in my day motherfucker, man, but what made graffiti dope was that it was very risky. You could catch a case. You could do jail time. Not only that, but when you were doing graffiti on the wall, you would never see nobody doing graffiti in the middle of the day because a random dad, a random pedestrian, a random mom, they would all come and get your ass. Like, hey, what are you doing? Yo, what are you doing? They might tackle you. They might call the cops on you. It was nobody. Back in my day, writing on a wall in the middle of the day was unheard of almost. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's almost like legal to do graffiti. Nobody's going to tell you nothing. Nobody's going to say nothing. You're not going to really get in trouble. So that risk factor isn't there. So now when you see graffiti, people just writing everywhere, right? It's like, yeah, well, it's kind of like just when it's allowed, it doesn't hold that much water to me. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day when I was coming up, it was dangerous. The gangbangers, were coming after you. The pedestrians were coming after you. The police was coming after you. You would catch a real case. It was graffiti writers were dudes that had balls of brass. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you don't have to have balls of brass to tag, to write. You just scribble your name. Yeah, I'm up. Boom. Nobody gonna tell you nothing. You could do it in the middle of the day. People be walking. They act like they're not seeing you. So it loses its mystique. You know what I'm saying? It loses its purpose because it was a sort of a rebellion. It was like a fu type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I might do some time, but I'm still with it. Nowadays, you don't really get no time for graffiti. Like anybody can do it and there's not really any consequences, so it loses its edge. Before you would see a motherfucker up everywhere, be like, yo, that motherfucker, he crazy. This motherfucker up everywhere, bro. And he could either be doing jail time, it was real consequences behind graffiti, so it meant a lot. So nowadays when I see just like tags, it's like, man, I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like the pieces like the stuff that Hopes does and those big pieces that look like they take a lot of effort. I do appreciate those pieces, the ones that look like they just took effort, you know? Those are the ones that I do still find like, oh, that's pretty dope. The Hopes, the OTRs, the big old blasted joints. I like those. I like how those look, but just some random graffiti that just takes no effort, there's no repercussions, there's no risk, there's no, nobody coming after you. It's like anybody could do it. It's like, you know, it loses its edge. Kind of like when they say anything that's easily accessible loses value. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, music, it wasn't easily accessible, so we used to respect music. We used to have to go to the store. We used to have to give them $15. We used to bring it back. We used to have to put it in the tape player. We used to have to press play, forward, rewind, you know, so the access, there was a lot of in-betweens from you getting to the music. Once Spotify drop, I don't even respect the music no more. What, you know, I remember Gangstar dropped years back. It took me like 3 months to get to it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Whenever something drops, yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Easy access to anything makes it lose value, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, Gangstar dropped, boom, I was at the store waiting for it to drop. Or the next day. And when I brought it home, the homies, yo, let me dub it. Nah, hell no, homie, I just paid $12 for $15 for it. So it's kind of the same thing with graffiti. When you have easy access to graffiti, anybody could do it, it loses value. So I'm not trying to knock graffiti. It's not about like knocking. Like I said, my opinion don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the hell am I? I'm nobody in the graph game. I'm nobody. It's just my opinion. And like I said, at the end of the day, who am I? What does my opinion even matter for you to be offended because I feel a certain way about graffiti? And like, I'm not anti-graffiti, but I'm not all the way for it nowadays. You know what I mean? I like the pieces that look good, that complement the city. That like, ooh, that looks dope. The Hopes joints, whoever out there. Y'all don't really pay attention that much, but when I see the piece, I'm like, yo, that's an eye buster. That one dope. That one's dope. That looks good right there. And I say Hopes just because his selection, his effort, and I like the name, you know, Hopes. So, you know, as I get older, man, my views begin to change. You know what I'm saying? My energy plummets. I don't have the same rebellious energy that I had when I was young, where I'm just like, yeah, chaos, destruction, fuck this place, burn it down. I'm not, you know, I have kids now. I don't want to burn this place down. I need my kids to have somewhere to lay their head. You know what I'm saying? So my views begin to change. I have different outlooks. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not 100% anti-graffiti, but today's graffiti is not what it once was. And I hate to sound like back in my day, but I mean, it's the truth. Back in our day, it was a better day. You know what I'm saying? It was a better day. We were outside. Wasn't no tablets. Anyways, just wanted to share that with y'all. I got to get to cleaning off this bamboo. Beautiful view. You see the view? LA, my city. Born, raised, and bred. Right here, the heart of LA, in the west side. Right next to Dodger Stadium, my neighbors. ZTG. I don't know if you can see City Hall, the whole thing. Peace.
Fool, I'm just a foolio, I'm fooling me, the foolery. Still I'm tapped in and managed to drop all this jewelry. Till I'm tapped in and managed to drop all this jewelry. Till I'm tapped in and managed to drop all this jewelry.